look into embryology, the more you'll realize they're not just stem cells, they're human beings.
When birth control failed me, my husband and I made the choice to have a legal abortion. And I'm horrified that that decision would be stripped away from my grandsons and granddaughters.
I think there's a bigger arc, that there's a really aggressive, semi-fascist right wing that is moving to take away our rights. They want sexist politicians to decide what women can do with their own bodies.
For more on this, a little earlier I spoke to our Washington correspondent Ketavan Gorjestani.
The president, of course, reiterated his belief that a woman's right to choose was a fundamental right. He also, in remarks to a reporter right before making a trip, he spoke to reporters and he said that of equal concern, besides the concern for this attack on abortion rights, was the legal rationale used by the court in that draft opinion. The legal rationale, which basically put aside the right to privacy in the Constitution. And the president said that not only was the right to abortion in jeopardy, but other rights deriving from that right to privacy, for example, like contraception or like gay marriage, and that a series of rights that Americans have come to rely on would be in jeopardy if that legal rationale was applied to its fullest. So the president really defending the rights of women to choose, but also worried about the implications, the further implications of the legal argument behind that decision. The president also, in an earlier statement, a written statement this time, concluded by really pointing to something that is key in this debate. This issue is now going to probably be at the center of the upcoming midterms elections in November, and the president said in the statement that it will fall on voters to elect pro-choice officials this November. He called on voters to turn out to elect more pro-choice representatives in the House, more pro-choice senators, and more pro-choice elected officials in states across the United States when it comes to the election in November, because he said that this is the only way that they are going to fight for women's right to choose here in the United States. The president really slamming the decision of the court, as you said, calling it radical, and he said that he believed in that fundamental right, and that his administration, that is something he said in the statement, that his administration was working to find options to react with whatever comes next, saying that, of course, this is a draft opinion and that it could still change, but the expectation, of course, is that the gist of that opinion and the overturning of Roe versus Wade is just a matter of time, and it will happen in the coming weeks, maybe a couple of months.